Hi everybody, I'm Dave Thomas, and welcome to a brand new show here on HHTV called Community Connections. Now, Community Connections is a great way for us to bridge the gaps between the businesses in the Hatboro-Horsham community and the Hatboro-Horsham School District itself. So we're really excited about this show, and we're very, very excited to have our first guests on our first Community Connection. It is John and Jody from Lee's Hoagie House, and they're right across the base from our high school here. And John and Jody, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here today.
Thanks
for joining us. I've been to Lee's several times. I've been working with John the last couple of years, so it's good to meet you, Jody, as well. Now let's talk about Lee's itself. You guys have been around in the Hatboro-Horsham community for how many years now?
Well, we opened up in 1985.
Oh wow, okay.
So we've been here almost 30 years now.
Okay. How long have you had it?
I've owned it since 2008.
Okay. So 2008, and then you are owner, manager, everything, and then some guy from Lee's.
Yes, that would be me.
Okay, so we've obviously been neighbors for a long time. We've never really had this kind of connection before now. But tell us about, you've seen transition. I mean,
Yes.
One of the things we talked about the last couple of years was when that base closed, you really saw a lot of change in business.
Yes.
Let's go down that road first, John.
Well, the base closing presented a lot of challenges for us as a business and all the other businesses in the area. And what we have to do is we have to go out and market a little bit more and be creative to find other ways to bring in the business that we lost from the base closing.
And one of the things we've observed, and this is exactly why we're doing the show, is because we overlap a lot. I mean, you're talking about different ways to market, but I mean, essentially you're talking about parents, you're talking about teachers, you're talking about students,
Yes.
You're talking about the people who actually live and work in this district, and you're a neighbor of ours. What have you done, and we're going to talk specifically about some of those things, but what actually happened at Lee's when you said, all right, the base isn't coming back? I mean, what did that meeting sound like? Describe what that was, and Jody, you were a part of that too. What did that sound like? What did that look like when you said, you know what, it's either we got to do this or we don't have a business?
Well, after finding out that the base was going to close, we had to create different ways and find ways to create more business.
Yeah.
So we really just get together and talk about what we can do to make that happen.
Right.
And a big area that we wanted to talk about was the school district,
Right.
and getting involved in the community and giving back to the community. And we felt that that was a very important part of creating more business by doing it that way.
Because it's actually like a good neighbor policy then too, correct?
Very
I mean,
good.
when they see the representation, I mean, you're wearing the gear, you're at a meeting, you're at something, it's very visual. It's like kind of like marketing on walking around and being that, but at the same time, you want to live that too, correct?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're a part of the Horsham Chamber and the Horsham Chamber of Commerce.
Mm-hmm.
So when we get together as professionals, we discuss these issues. But we are also finding through our relationships and partnerships with other community members and businesses, we're able to do programs and we design them so that we can help schools such as yours,
Sure.
some of the preschools in the area. We helped College Settlement bring in some sports equipment through a promotion we had in store, and we've worked with the base, with the Friends, the FRG group, which provides supplies and stuff to families who have people who are in the service, and we've just tried to think out of the box.
Yeah.
In ways so that we can bring in people and community.
Well, it's a great segue actually, because you in particular were here recently talking with some of our future business leaders of America. You're talking about good business practice, but at the same time, you got a chance to teach good business practice as well, Jody.
Absolutely.
We have some video that we'll show now, but what was that like?
Oh, well, first of all, we love working with the students. We've had some of the students do internships. In fact, we have a student right now who is working part-time, and she's fabulous.
Yeah.
We think that this school district has something that other school districts don't have. There's a lot of passion here. The teachers, the staff have welcomed us in a way that makes us want to be a part of this school as much as possible. And we found that the officers in the FBLA are go-getters. And what we would like to see happen from this new program is have these officers hand out our branded Hatboro-Horsham cards to kids, staff members that are interested in coming to Lee's after school and having a bite to eat. And that way we're kind of promoting coming in Obviously, it helps our business.
Sure, yeah.
But then, of course, it helps the FBLA because what it is, it's designed to help them do marketing and business and sales. So it's giving them a platform for future growth and potential within themselves.
Yeah, and the other thing too, guys, is I mean, when we're talking business, the creative marketing techniques, there are a million sub shops. There are a million other options out there for people to get on a lunch break in this general area alone, let alone you go bigger, broad scale. So you are teaching those kids, like they're going to say, like in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, they are going to be out there going, hey, how do I do that? How do I spin my wheel a different way? Well, you're talking about 16, 17-year-olds, 15-year-olds in some of the FBLA groups where they're now learning a different way to market.
Absolutely.
It's really, really important for an owner of the business to be able to get involved in the community and be creative and be out there and find different ways to be out there.
Right.
So what we want to do is we want to teach these kids how to be creative. You don't just go into work and hope and pray that people are going to come in.
Sure.
You really want to go out there and get business. And again, like Jody mentioned, your school is so tight and everybody works so well together that it really is very unique in that matter, and everybody has the same common goals and they all work well together, and it's really been a great group of people to work with. Every area of the school district really has been a pleasure to work with. And again, to have the FBLA learn about different ways to go out and get business is really important for them, because that's what the real world is. You can't, when you get out there and you find challenges like the base closing, you have to be creative and figure out how you're going to make that happen.
Because stuff will happen in business.
And eventually it will happen. And giving back to the community is really, in my opinion, the most important part of running a business. You have a vested interest in the community, you have a building in the community, you have a business in the community, and these people are the ones that are coming back to you to give business back to you. And you want to give to the people that give to you as well. And it's really important for me to give to the kids, because these are the future people of America. And these are the future of America.
And they're coming back here.
And it gives you a good feeling to help teach the kids as well, and to give them a little bit of education of the real world out there and how you can make that happen.
Now, one of the things you said too, and John and I have known each other for a couple of years now, because John was actually one of the guys, I'm one of the co-advisors of Student Council. You talked about the business leaders of America, but then you said the next thing, another segue, you talked about how we give back in other ways too. No profit whatsoever for you, but John, every year, and some of my students in Student Council, we have 115 members. They don't even know this, but our Wing Bowl that we do every year is an absolute fundraiser for what we call our Feed a Friend program. We literally raise the money at the admission tickets of Wing Bowl, and you're seeing video now. Well, the money raised that night goes to our Feed a Friend program so we can buy groceries for families over the holidays. We buy turkeys for those families. We buy food for those families, and they're Hatboro-Horsham families. They're right in our schools every day. Well, when we do Wing Bowl, John's group is the group giving 2,000 wings to that contest. I mean, that's a huge amount of just, you get nothing else from it other than the fact that you're helping out with something that's much bigger than all of us, is that real community feel of things. And that's not for everybody. John is not the first business we've gone to. We've gone to other businesses before John, but John and I met 3 years ago, and John was like, dude, I'm in. Let's do this. And then you get to show off your stuff, and you get to show off your marketing and everything else. But, why? Why was that something that you didn't even blink an eye 3 years ago? When I said to you, hey, you're going to give me 2,000 free wings, and you were like, I get it. What happened? What makes that happen, John?
Learning about the importance of giving back. And as a business owner, it's so important to give back to the community that you're involved in, because, again, helping the community and the school district and all different areas of the community, it's really important. You have an investment in the community that you're involved in, and it's important for me to be involved in the community. And I just enjoy it. I think it's important. And if I can help the community, it makes me feel good.
And those kids love it too, because every year they now say, it's become a thing where, and I'm thanking you again for helping us out this year, because we'll be here in a month doing it. And those kids are like, oh, Lee's. I hear them talk about Lee's. Well, Lee's helps us. It's Lee's. And I don't even mention the other businesses anymore, because they're an afterthought. These kids all came in freshman year, so that's the 3 years, freshman, sophomore, junior year. They know Lee's. Their senior year, it's Lee's. It's a thing. So, and I'm thanking you guys again for your contribution to what we do, to for enjoyment, but also at the same time, it's a huge philanthropic effort for us.
Good.
You're not done there though. I mean, you have other fundraisers coming up. I mean, there's something for now the classes have been involved here at the high school too.
Yeah.
Jody, you want to talk about that one?
So we were contacted by student council, and we are going to be doing a Dine and Donate at Lee's on the 23rd, which is tomorrow. And we're hoping
What is that?
So a Dine and Donate is when people order in, will place an order or take it out, have delivery. Any of the local businesses,
Right.
when they call in an order to Lee's and mention Hatboro-Horsham, 15% of the sale will go into an account for you guys, and we'll write you a check. And what's nice about it is all the family members of the students who work within our area, whether it's Abington, because John also owns Abington Lee's. So if it's in the Abington area or the Horsham area, we'll deliver, and that'll all count towards your school. So then you'll get a nice check at the end. Next week you'll get a check, and it's all based on word of mouth, and however many people order Lee's dinner, lunch, take in, dine in, or take out, dine in, or delivery. And this program is so successful, especially for people that...
Well, sure, we're just going to eat.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, like, it's a basic human need. We're going to eat. We're going to solicit your business. We're going to say, we're going to Lee's. And then all of a sudden, you're getting a kickback from it, too.
Absolutely.
And it's a partnership between us and the school district, again. And we constantly are doing things like that to get involved and, again, to help out as much as we possibly can for the people that come into our store, that patronize us.
It makes so much common sense. It's almost like, why aren't more businesses doing this? And again, we're so happy that yours is, so it's okay.
Other businesses do some dine and donates, but where we differentiate ourselves, we have the delivery option.
Yeah, that's huge.
So you don't have to go
sit
anywhere.
in, right? Yeah,
you just call.
Yeah,
we'll be here.
And mention it.
Hallowell Elementary School had a really cool dine
I
and
saw
donate.
that. That was the video we just saw. Yeah.
Last year.
They're dressed up in costume.
The staff members came into the store and had a cheesesteak eating contest.
Oh wow!
And all of the students came in to cheer on their teachers, and it just blew it out. So
yeah, the video's on there now.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
And it's fun to do things like that in the community. It's fun. I enjoy that. I enjoy doing things like that because I enjoy life, and I think it's fun to do things like that, and to be able to make people happy and put smiles on people's faces, and again, ultimately to help the community or help whatever avenue we're raising money for. It's just a feel-good situation for everybody.
And you've teamed up with the football team recently as well.
Yes.
What's the football team party? I saw that.
Well, what I provide is every year, at the end of the year, I offer a team party for the football team. So whomever the coach is at the time, we figured out how much food we need, and we just bring in food one day at the end of practice, and we just feed the kids and let them enjoy our
kind of wish I was still a coach now. We didn't have that when I was a coach here, so I kind of wish I can go back. And we would gladly welcome the Lee postseason party. That's awesome.
The kids definitely enjoy the
I'm sure
food,
they do.
for sure.
And then one more that we talked about, and this was something that last year we helped coordinate a little bit. This is a huge effort. The freezer run. Let's first of all talk about what the freezer run is, because this is a mammoth effort. A lot of other community partners involved with this too, but you guys kind of take the lead on it, and then we're right there as a school district too. What is, first of all, the 5K freezer run?
Well, what happened originally is I met with Mark Hudson from the Park and Recreation Department, and I wanted to get involved in the community even more than I do. And I wanted to be involved in the community out there, not just in the school district or anything specific. So Mark and I came up with having a 5K run.
Yeah.
And that would involve the entire community, the people that live there, the residents and the businesses, and try to create a situation that we could give back even more to the community. So we came up with the Freezer 5K, and what we do is we raise money for needy families in Horsham, and we also raise money for the Park and Recreation Department.
And the freezer run, why is it called that?
Well, I'm not a runner, but we wanted to create...
Unless there's a large dog chasing me, but yeah.
But we wanted to create a run, and we were trying to figure out when to do it.
Yeah.
And
my favorite part.
We found out that there were so many runs all throughout the year, there weren't too many in the wintertime.
No.
So that's why we created the Freezer 5K, because of the time of the year.
Yeah, it's like December, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always in the middle of December. And it really is a lot of fun, and it's really a cool event
to,
I mean, really to try to coordinate the run with how the weather's going to be. It's been definitely a little bit of a challenge, but fun. And we've really had, it's been really, really good. We've done it 2 years, this will be our third one. We've had great response. We've had over 475 people the first year.
Yeah,
Last year,
response.
it snowed and iced the night before, and the township was amazing in clearing the path, and we still had almost 300 participants last year, even with the bad weather. But it's been amazing. We've raised a lot of money. We've helped a lot of families around the holiday times that really couldn't afford things. We give them food, we give them presents for their kids, and then we have extra money left over for the Park and Recreation Department for things that they need as well.
And one last question too for Jody specifically on this one. Now John, as the owner, the manager, you know, it's one type of thing to have that mentality, but as an employee, and you just, could you speak probably on behalf of all the other employees when, what does it feel like? Describe what it feels like to work for a company that they see the bigger picture. What is that like?
Well, I worked in corporate America, and you're just a small fish in a big pond. When I got the opportunity to work for Lee's, I thought the sky was the limit because John really does let you do your thing. He sees where people have skills, and he just gives you the ball to run with it. And he is a true leader where he wants to develop his people from within. He's always encouraging people to take on more so that he can grow the company from, you know, the cashier all the way up to manager level. So for me, it's inspiring. He has fantastic meetings and where he brings in some really cool like quotes and videos and recordings from leaders and from all over the place, and it's just very inspiring. And the way John is in day to day, I mean, he takes on the world, but at the same time, he's making your hoagie or your cheesesteak when you walk in the door.
Yeah.
And he knows a lot of the community members too, so when they come in and they see him, it's really cool because as employees, we see how the owner is engaging.
You're right there, right?
And it's not just you know, a factory.
Yeah.
It really feels like a mom and pop, but in this case, pop. It's just, it has that history, that feel when you walk in, and then when you walk out with your food, it really makes you feel good, and John's behind that all the way, and he's a great person to work for.
I can't thank you guys enough because, I mean, you know, this is a new concept for a show, and it's one of these things where we hope other businesses, and you know, if you're watching right now and you'd like your business to be on Community Connections, you're more than welcome to join us too. You guys get the bigger picture, and we're really happy about that. And so thank you so much, Jody and John, for joining us to just talk about just a few things, but we also realize that this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are so many more things coming, and we understand your vision, and you're more than welcome to come back anytime and share those visions with us. We'll be there with our cameras to help cover them too, because if our school district students are involved in it, that's our job as HHTV. We're going to cover that and at the same time help your business grow, and everyone will see those marketing techniques.
Great.
That's great. Thank you
very
very
much for
much.
joining us, you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And you know, that is the point. So if you and your business, you're watching this right now, this is Community Connections. If you want to showcase your business and all the great things you do with the Hatboro-Horsham student body in mind, you're more than welcome to come in and join us. For all of us here on HHTV, I'm Dave Thomas. Thank you for joining us. On behalf of the crew behind the cameras, we'll see you next time on HHTV.